I couldn't hide my massive erection.
Oh my God, please tell me you died. It's like a constant stupor.
Yeah, I'm like, so am I better? I'm the janitor, senor. Sure, I guess. Can I play 1, 2, 3?
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave with Walt, with BQ.
Hello.
And with Good Time Killer, me, Pride Jones.
Why are you a good time killer?
Because this show would have been really fun. This week's show.
Yeah, but we're doing it again. We're doing it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know. I
don't want you to think that way about yourself. That's not how I see you.
I felt terrible. There were two things. I think I texted Walt, but there were two things that I kept referencing in the throes of anesthesia. One that was Sage get to her horse riding lessons, and did you tell Walt that I can't do 1, 2, 3? Those are the two things that I kept repeating. They said, I was like, you got to call Walt. You got to let him know it's going to take longer than I thought. This whole, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I had I think it's, I don't know how to pronounce it, paresophageal surgery. They did all those tests, and you can watch it, like you drink this barium shit.
Yeah.
And you can watch it go down your throat and where it ends up and all that stuff on this screen that they have. And they showed me the hernia, and it was a good third, almost half of my stomach was in my esophagus, like popping through a hole.
Oh, it's so gross.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was pretty gross. So what they do is they pull it down and then sew up the hole, and you're not exactly back to new right away, as I found out. I thought it was like day stay, like
right.
They put you into like a twilight type anesthetic state.
Why do you think these things, though? Like, why are you so off base with your thoughts and your
every deed?
It does seem like it's a consistent, like, oh, fuck, I was wrong about that.
Well, some would say I'm a sunny optimist.
Keep it on the sunny side.
Yeah. I remember when you told me, you're like, I'm going, when I mentioned, like, we're going to do the 1, 2, 3, and you're like, oh, I got that operation the next day, and I'm like, the previous day, and I'm like, what? I was like, well, I guess he knows more about it than I would. I mean, it's he's dealing with the doctors. I guess he's right, but in my heart, I was like, there's no fucking way he's going to be. I didn't think you were going to be, but you assured me.
I did because I was I at that point I knew I wasn't getting out the same day. I believed I was getting out the next morning. But
you were going to. So you weren't. So you were going to come right from the fucking released from the hospital. That was like a fucking Willis Reed, you know. You'd come out and
off at home and then come here,
and then win it all. That would have been. They would have fucking. They would have fucking had a parade for you down Broad Street.
That would have been sweet.
But you were told that was what's going to be able to happen, right?
Well, they told me. Yeah, they told me that I would be out Tuesday. I'm sorry, I had the operation Tuesday. They said I would be out Wednesday. And usually they discharge you like sometime around 11. So I'm like, well, that's plenty of time, Like maybe it'll ache a little bit, but between 11 and 6.
But you thought you'd be on top of your game, though. Come on.
I don't know why I did, but yeah, I mean, I definitely thought I'd be more on my game than I turned out.
I mean, literally, it was a blackout. Radio silence for 5 days. And like even Suzanne wasn't. And then when I finally got through to Suzanne to find out what the fuck's going on, she's like, "Oh, he's still sleeping." This is on fucking Saturday from an operation that happened on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Why wasn't Suzanne answering? Well,
she says she loses her phone a lot. When I question why no one answered for a couple days.
You know what? She's full of shit. It's not that she loses it. It's never fucking charged, ever. And I'm like, there are 50 chargers around this house. Why the fuck don't you charge it? Yeah, so it's not lost. It's just she doesn't charge it. I literally couldn't talk for 2 days after that. Because my throat
Why? Because they went through your throat?
Yeah, like I guess the anesthesia, and also they
don't give you anesthesia through a transfusion.
No, it's well, they do some in the IV, but they put that shit on your face. I think that's like a twilight, like you're kind of half in and half out, like you feel
they
like
want
you fall
you
asleep.
in. They want you in and out for this.
This one they wanted like a deep, like when I got my knee done, they wanted a deep anesthesia. Which I heard, from what I understood, there were complications with me coming out of anesthesia. So,
oh my God! Please tell me you died and then revived.
Oh, play that Overkill music. Wait,
did you see heaven?
Yeah, I didn't see any light. No,
idiot.
I did.
You should play this up. Say you went to heaven. Hey, you can make millions.
Well, but I did see a dude in red leotards dancing around.
What?
And I did see a dude in red leatards.
So you went to hell?
Around. Yeah, I mean, he had a pointy tail and a pitchfork. So.
Wow.
No, what?
Yeah.
Are you is he just making it up on the fly right now?
Well, now that I fucked up the heaven.
You know people do that, right?
What, make it up or see it?
Well, they claim that they've seen heaven and they make movies about it and they become rich.
Oh, fuck.
And no one could dispute it.
Declan, cut that part out so I can be rich. No, I don't remember going under, and I don't remember coming out. Although, when Suzanne said when I came out, I was combative.
So you weren't back to normal?
Yeah.
Pretty much the same.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
he's awake.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Doctor, is he? I mean, is he going to be rich?
Please tell me you saw heaven, so at least I put up this for a reason.
So yeah, I was combative. I was demanding to know about Sage's horse riding lessons and 1 True 3. Those are the two things that.
So did you know that we canceled it?
I knew by. I don't think I knew Wednesday, but I knew late Wednesday. She told me. Mm-hmm. Then Thursday, they were going to keep me until Friday, until I complained, and I was like, "Come on!" I was like. But it's fucked up. They're like, okay, because of anesthesia, you can't have anything to drink after midnight on Monday. I didn't have anything to drink, nothing, no water, no ice chips, anything until Wednesday.
Oh
at
my
like
God.
2 It was the worst. And like my mother's calling me. I'm like, can't you just fucking text me? Can't you just fucking text me, man? Not that I would answer because I didn't even know where my phone was. It was in a drawer.
But you were getting intravenous fluid or no?
Yeah, they do the IV thing like that bag with the. That's why they kept me, because they said I wasn't hydrated enough or whatever. Right. So I don't know. So finally, halfway through Thursday, I got to leave and. Went home, laid down, went to sleep. Friday, I slept all day. Saturday, I slept most of the day. I was so fucking tired.
Yeah.
But from nothing.
Well, your body's healing, man. You put a lot of stress on it with that shit.
I guess so. And it was also, again, like they told me, okay, there'll be 3 incisions that, 2 for the tools or whatever, and then 1 for the camera so it can look. But if you look now, there's 6 incisions. The operation's supposed to take 2.5 hours, and it took almost 4 hours. So it was I think it was more fucked up than they thought it was going to be.
Right.
So everything, I mean, it wasn't like worst case scenario where I got to see God or anything.
That would have been a best case scenario.
Yeah, we'd all be rich right now. It was, I went out for the first time on Sunday. I took Sage to the park, and that wasn't a good idea. Evidently, with something like this, you're like, I honestly thought that like the next day, like once they sewed you up and everything, that it's like, all right, my stomach's back to normal.
Right. Did you have any kind of consultations with a doctor?
We're going to eat like gentlemen.
Yeah.
I mean, do you talk to the doctor, or do you just...
They never... I mean, I did talk to the doctor, but they never...
I don't know why.
It was way back in
just,
June.
Because the tone of your voice is like, you're just calling him an asshole.
No. It's so like
do you even talk
it's
to
strange though. Like you would have all these things you thought and can be completely off base. Did they even tell you anything?
They told me, like I said, they told me, 3 holes and then there's 6,
3-hole Johnson.
3 holes going, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, I've only had 2, doctor. This is a whole new world.
Are you going to film it?
You're going to see heaven.
Hospital hijinx.
Surgically.
Yeah, you're going to see heaven, yeah.
I just find it strange though that like you would be that like ill prepared for what you were about to face though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would ill prepared puts the onus on me a little bit, like I didn't do what I was supposed to. They just never said.
But what gave you the what gave you the indication? You're like, what was said or done that you were like, I'll be out running a marathon probably on Thursday. After 1, 2, 3, I'll just run home.
Yeah. With all my winnings. I sure hope I can carry them all. You didn't drive? I'm like, why would I? I'm healthy now.
I'm cured.
Yeah. I'm cured.
What was said that made you think though that like this was going to be like, he was going to just like take a hammer, hit your knee, and be like, "Okay, we'll see you in a couple months."
You're good to go. I mean, it wasn't even that far from the truth when I left, because they discharged me, and the nurse came in. And she was very surprised that they hadn't given me like the dietary guidelines. So this dietitian comes in, and like, I mean, I don't want to. I don't think there's a subgenre of porn or fetishes or anything. This had to be the hottest dietitian I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, you expect, just somebody in scrubs and shit coming in, but she looked like she shot.
You had a nurse fantasy?
A little bit. As I was
she dressed like a nurse?
No, she wasn't. That was the thing.
Oh, okay.
She had on these like fancy like hip shoes.
Really, hip shoes?
And you're in a gown with no underwear on, right?
She had on a dress.
So you can't hide anything.
Yeah, I couldn't hide my massive erection. Pumping stitches right in
Was it enough blood pumping that if she was to come onto you could do something?
I think there may have been, but it would just been so painful. And plus, I take my shirt off and I look like Frankenstein's monster.
You sent a picture. I told Debbie it looked like he fucking went one around with Jaws. Yeah. It looked like a shark bit him.
Yeah, it did. It just looks like it looks like he just clamped on my midsection.
I'm like,
you're right.
And she's like, "What did he go in for?" I was like, "I don't know. He was supposed to be out one day, and it looks like fucking." Yeah. Like he was chewed up and spit out.
Yeah, he looks like a news story from North Carolina. Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's it wasn't what I expected.
It never is. It never is.
It's really funny. I mean, I'm glad you're okay. It's so fucked up.
I was telling Walt, like,
a constant stupor.
Yeah, I'm like, so am I better? I'm the janitor, senor. Sure, I guess. Can I play 1, 2, 3?
Sure you can. Go ahead. Tell me a story.
Yeah. Why don't you practice? I'm like, all right. Well, I was fully aware of how this operation was going to go. 2, I saw heaven.
Yeah, I fucked the dietitian.
All right, so the hot dietitian's in the room.
How old is she? How old is she?
She's probably 23.
Oh, okay.
Does she recognize a certain comic book man in that bed?
No, I think she's like, am I on the right floor? Is this the hospice?
You can eat whatever you want. You only got a day or two to live.
I'm like, so liquid diet? She's like, whatever. You can have a peanut brittle sandwich if you want. I don't think it's going to matter.
Oh, man.
Here's a taco. Go to town. Pop all those stitches.
Really? It's like extra spicy. Like, this is awesome.
Close your eyes after you eat and
Just like
Open my eyes. She just has left the room.
So what does the hot dietitian say?
So the hot dietitian tells me that I have to be on a clear liquid diet for a week, which is basically chicken broth and beef broth, both of which are like ultra salty and not that great for breakfast.
right.
Water, and that was pretty much it.
For how long?
And for a week, she said. And I said, so wait, all I can drink is water? They said I could have like clear juices. And she goes, well, no, they have sugar in them. Like, what? Are you not a water person?
What's a clear juice?
And I said, like apple juice or cranberry juice.
Why is that considered clear?
Because you can see, orange juice, you can't see through.
It doesn't have
Is
any
it all
like
the pulp?
Pulp, yeah.
Oh,
There's
okay.
any pulp in it. And yeah, she's like, so are you not a water person? And I'm like, well, I'm not a prisoner, so I'm not like a just water person, Kind of put a little flavoring in it or whatever. But like you can tell, she was like, go get a protein shake from the.
So you're talking
GNC.
So you're talking all kind of gruff to the hot dietitian.
Who? No, I mean, I asked a question. Yeah. I mean, maybe she
Or did you say it like that? Well, I'm not a prisoner. Or did you say it a little bit more suave? Was there was there a jovial tone like that was a joke?
No, I know I had no chance with her. I'm like, look, bitch. Can I drink fucking cranberry juice or not? But she was like, well, the sugar, it could make it more painful later on and blah, blah, blah. But I took my chances. I had some cranberry juice. It was fine. I think they like overcompensate so that you're sure not to fuck up anything. And then the next day, like I had to go back down and drink that barium shit again. I was telling Walt, before we started, whenever I have a test like that, whenever I do something that they're like, drink this, I always think of him, and I'm like, I hope this never happens to Walt.
Because you won't be able to drink it.
You won't be able to do it, yeah.
Have you ever tried to have to drink it, Q? You had some tests recently? Or
No.
Was there anything you had to do with like that?
No, they did the dye for the brain thing, but they injected that.
Into your head?
No, not into it.
Just in his ear.
Yeah. So it's not, I didn't have to deal with the...
How does the dye come out? Does it come out?
yeah, I think your body just absorbs it.
But I mean, when it comes out, is it funky looking?
Oh, you like that I pee like yellow
blue
or
shit?
green? No, it was fine. Oh, blue shit would be fun, but no.
Yeah.
No.
You could sell that on eBay.
Yeah. Well, I have all the gold flakes in them because I'm still taking those gold flake pills. So it looks good no matter what, that shit.
So finally I get discharged. They don't give me any prescriptions. And I was pretty clear. I said, I don't want any narcotics or anything. And they always do the same thing, though. I tell them over and over, here's what I can have, here's what I can't have. And so I tell them, like, you know what? Last night they gave me this stuff, Toradol, which is like it's an anti-inflammatory thing. I said that plus the Ativan and the Tylenol, I said, worked really well. And he's like, well, I can give you morphine. And I said, no. I said, that's, I mean, there's a, you know, if you had asked me this a couple of years ago, you know, I would have been right on top of it.
Now, morphine, is that's not a street drug, is it?
Yeah, you can get like morphine tablets. It's not nearly as common, but.
Well, that's what heroin turns into when it hits your brain, right? Morphine. Right. So that's the same high.
How guarded is morphine in a hospital? I mean, it must be under
well, that shit's
like
pretty
vaulted, right?
guarded now. Yeah, they have like machines that dispense it. You have to slide a card and put your number in and all that stuff. But I said no, I don't want that. That other stuff.
What would happen if you did get morphine? Do you think? Would you feel like you would there'd be you'd be all anxious and stuff?
No,
I would be asleep, right?
Yeah, it would be the opposite. I would be like, oh, now I know why I used to take this shit. Let me.
That's what I'm saying.
Would that go back to Highlands?
Would that be? Would that be likely to happen?
I don't think so. I don't have those. I never had that addictive personality prior to starting all of it. So if I wanted to, I could go do whatever I wanted. You know what I mean? So being in a hospital and being offered morphine, even if they gave it to me, I honestly don't believe it would make me start some drug seeking behavior. That's what I would like to think. That's really is what I believe. I can't say 100%, but I don't have those cravings or anything. So I think it probably would have been all right, but why risk that kind of shit? I left the hospital and they sent me to the doctor's office. It happened to be on the way to get my diet plan that I should have gotten at the hospital. And I told Walt before, it was like I got to the desk and I said, hey, can I get a Whopper and fries and a soda? She's looking at me like, what are you doing here? Why would you ask me for that? This lady at the desk. She goes, they said to come to the office to get, the diet plan. And she's like, that's the other office. Jackass. It's at the hospital. Right. Just came in.
How do you not know that, dude?
I know. I'm an idiot, right?
Yeah.
They didn't give me any prescriptions or anything for and I'm talking Tylenol, just like that hospital grade Tylenol. And she's like, well, you'll have to call back for that because he wasn't there at the time or whatever. It was a Jewish holiday, whatever the fuck. Then I called Friday because I'm like, this really hurts. And it hurt.
Sure.
And the lady told me, she goes, okay, well, I'm not sure if we can call that in, but, I'll check into it, get back to you.
It's just a high-grade Tylenol.
Yeah. Never called me back. So I got to call the doctor at fucking 8 o'clock at night and say, look, now, because now I'm going to go through the weekend without it, right?
Right.
So I call, and the doctor, is like, okay, I'll call in, not a problem. And I didn't get it. She's in, went and got it. And the lady from CVS is like, we close in 20 minutes.
Why is everybody talking to you like you're an asshole?
I don't understand, I know you close in 20 minutes, which means you're open for 20 more fucking minutes. So count out the 20 fucking pills that are going to be in this and just fucking hand them over because somebody needs them.
Right.
What's your fucking problem?
Well, do your job. Just do your fucking job.
Do your job.
Nobody's asking you to do anything more or less than to do your fucking job for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah. And it's just a matter. It's I always assume that pharmacists concoct the medicine back there. They got the vials, they got the beakers.
It used to be,
they're mashing the drugs.
They got that
the little the mortar and pestle.
Yeah, they got it, but no, apparently it's just they open a bottle and they count a pill.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't understand why it would matter if you, like, I only have 20 minutes to count 20 pills. Mm-hmm. I think you can get that done.
Yeah, you got through fucking pharmacy school, man. You could definitely do that. But, so finally I got that. And every day it's a little bit better. I overexerted a couple times, but beyond that, it's just... They just
overexerted? Like...
Oh, yeah, right. I overexerted pushing Sage on a tire swing.
Did they? Well, I imagine they didn't even mention that. They're not even telling you. They're not giving you any drugs. They're not giving you your dietary plan. I'm sure they're not telling you what your carnal schedule should be.
Yeah, I was like, could you call the dietitian back? She might want to be in on this conversation. I fuck a lot.
If I'm out of commission for a couple of days, this is a catastrophe.
Yeah, we're talking major backups that could have ramifications that haven't even been documented in medical journals yet. So, who knows what could happen? What do I do about coming?
But was there any talk of that? Considering it's.
Oh no! Fuck it.
No. And I don't mean in that crass. I just mean in more clinical terms.
No.
No?
No. Yeah, we clinically talked about it. I'm like, so Suzanne.
No, not was you and Suzanne. What are you talking about?
With the doctor.
Yeah. With the doctor, like I say, the doctor.
Did he hint around it hey, no exercising?
Yeah, I thought you
wink.
Thought, do you want to fuck me?
Nope.
No, he didn't mention that. No, you're right. I mean, if he wasn't telling me about the other stuff, he took one look at me and he's like, I don't think that's a topic I need to cover with this guy. He looks like Quint after he fucking got it. Nobody's going to be into him. So, yeah, that was, but I mean, after that, really, there's nothing I can point at that's like, all right, well, here's another fucking health issue. Right. So once this clears up, fucking cross fingers, there's a good chance that, all right, I'm back to being healthy.
Right.
So I can, I'm more, because I'll have the blood I'm supposed to have. There won't be any more chronic blood loss. So I'll have the oxygen so I can exercise more and all that shit. So
just a quality of life increase.
Yeah. Yeah, it should get better. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then, along with all that comes more productivity, makes you want to do more. I have found even in the past week, I'm like, I want to do stuff. I want to work. I really look forward to tonight. Who you did the show with SJ last week?
Oh yeah, well we canceled the 1 True 3 and we got it all rescheduled. Everybody's in, Q.
Even Maxwell.
Even Maxwell said he will make an attempt.
Did Maxwell come?
He
flew.
I feel. I'll pay for his flight to come back.
No worries.
I felt okay. I felt bad for him.
He will make an attempt to come back. I think he will, probably the way he was so gung ho.
Okay.
So every single person is locked.
Is Officer Troy in?
Officer Troy is locked.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's the key.
That to me is the most exciting element for me. Is Troy.
He's a big key to the game, and I agree with you. It is super exciting to have him involved always.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to be, what'd you call yourself? A joy killer? What'd you say? At the beginning of the show? I can't remember what you said.
Buzz killer.
Yeah, not at all. It was easily fixed, and it would have been like seeing the Beatles and Paul or John not playing that night, if they couldn't go on, you only get to see them once. To have you not be involved would have been it would have been something that would have been awful. We always would have looked back on and been like, "Oh fuck, we did that," but he wasn't there.
Yeah, I'm glad you waited. I was hoping you would.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to. I mean, the only reason I would have even considered it was because he was here. But I only considered it for less than 5 minutes. I was like, can't do it, man. It's just I understand he's here, and I feel horrible that he came and everything, but for the betterment of what we're doing, it had to be postponed, and it turned out we got a clear date, and everything works out. Sometimes things work out.
That motherfucker ain't coming.
No, he was actually. Everybody was. I mean, what is everybody going to do? No one's going to be mad or upset. No one was. Everybody understood shit happens, especially when you're dealing with.
My perception of how a medical procedure is going to go.
But yeah, Sunday Jeff came down. Came down last week. We did a real quick one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to address something. I've been accused with someone else.
J'accuse?
Of being a hate monger.
What? You?
Yep. It's really weird because somebody asked me about an episode, what number was this, what was on this, blah, blah, blah. And I went to smodcast.com and I saw that, they still have the comments section. And I was like, well, let me read some of these comments. Let me see what people on Smodcast say.
Okay.
And Rob Kramer says, I am getting pissed off more and more with each episode of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Can you not go one episode without bashing transgender people?
What?
If Sunday Jeff was on this episode, it would have been even worse.
Oh, so this is a guy with his head up his ass.
Smarten up, you guys. I'm done. I'm done with this podcast. Used to be my favorite, but I am sick and tired of the transphobia. The stuff Bry was saying was eerily misspelled, similar to the shit Mike Huckabee misspelled was spewing recently. Transphobia? Moi?
I don't think this show has ever displayed any trans. Are they talking about
they were talking about the Phantasm stuff, and there's pretty.
The tranny tricked?
Yeah.
Phantasm?
You can.
Yeah, the tranny trick.
No. I think what this is
no,
very recent.
Phantasm. We were like, look, if you wanna kiss old white dudes, go for it. We're saying don't get tricked into it. Was the problem with the tranny trick?
Paranormally or otherwise.
Yeah, that was the problem.
I think that you can't.
This is
fall back on that.
Sure you can.
This is directly related to the boy who wanted to change in the girls' locker room. Because this was right after that episode.
I see.
But I really didn't understand what this guy was talking about. Like every episode without bashing transgender people. I don't know that we've bashed them
I don't think
once.
we've ever bashed transgender people.
I don't dislike transgender people.
I don't. At all. Well, what's the tranny trick then? That wouldn't be considered it?
Well, it's a trick. You're getting deceived by an evil demon spirit.
It's a yeah. I mean, it's
how's that our fault?
It's a joke. No.
How am I the bad guy? I'm not the one tranny tricking people.
Well, I think even if you're going to talk about tranny tricking in real life, where and people have been murdered over it. There was I can't remember the name of the kid, but there was a case where. It was a boy pretending he was a female, dressing up like a female.
Right.
Young, though.
As a young, hot
16, dietitian? 17, yeah. 16, 17, and was hanging around with a gang of, not a gang, but like a group of, young toughs. And I guess they found, kind of like Boys Don't Cry, and they found out, this guy had been partying with them and blowing a couple of them or whatever, and they got mad, justifiably.
Sure.
And then they murdered the kid, unjustified.
That's not the justified part.
Right. That's not the justified part.
Yeah.
But they were in fact tranny tricked. They thought it was a girl.
Right.
It was a male. But as far as the transphobia stuff, look, I got news for you. Transgender is going to get it. Gay people are going to get it. Black people are going to get it. White people are going to get it. Everybody is going to get it. Everybody's going to get teased. And transgender people, and this is not like.
But I don't even feel like you were teasing them. Like, it doesn't even sound.
All I was saying was like, hey, here's the situation.
Yeah, but you know what it is, dude? It's the social justice warrior.
Well, you don't agree with.
Right. That's all
somebody,
it is.
And then suddenly you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And I don't want to portray it like I led a civil rights march or anything. But a few weeks ago, I went up to that 9/11 memorial in town and was just eating lunch, looking at the ocean, and they have those things you put a quarter in, and you can see the why is this fucking mic turned? You can see the New York, across the way, and this woman had a high-end telescope,
Fancy.
really fancy, and that's one thing I've always wanted, but I never spent the money on, was like a real high-end.
How much do they go for, high-end ones?
I mean, they could range in the tens of thousands.
Holy shit!
Even like a pretty decent one is going to run you a couple grand, maybe $5,000 or something. So I was looking at it, and I asked her a question, and then it was just a second or two before I realized that this is maybe not a woman exactly 100%. Like little dudeish,
Right.
I didn't know if they were transvestite or transgender or whatever, but I didn't run screaming in horror. I didn't, it was something that I'm like, oh, okay. And then just continue the conversation.
Right.
Because I was interested in the telescope. Plus, I'm like, I could probably beat this tranny to death and take its telescope. But seriously.
But why?
Seriously, I'm just like, I just don't understand it. I never thought I had anything bad to say about transgender, but Rob Kramer, he's upset. And Sunday Jeff, he's mad at.
Oh, well.
But in lighter news, Alicia is darling and precious and does a great job in the commercials, Walt.
Who says that?
That's Barbara Bagley.
Not Rob, though.
Not Rob Kramer. He has nothing good to say about anyone.
Oh, I'm sure he's not even listening anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He may have. He may have an opinion on Alicia. I'll bet you he likes her. How can you not like her? All right. So enough of the fucking who's in what bathroom. Who gives a shit anymore, right?
I don't care
That's
about
old
anything.
news.
I don't care about anything. So I'm happy to leave it behind.
Do you still use a public restroom, Q?
Yeah.
Are you able to?
Yeah.
Without being harassed or...
No, I mean, if depends.
Accosted for autographs or anything?
That does happen in an alarming amount where you're like...
Is it off-putting in the bathroom?
It is. It's just like, just wait till we're out of the bathroom. like it stinks like shit in here. I'm either touching my dick or just touched my dick or about to touch my dick.
Or something worse.
Yeah, so it's like, could we not do this? But people don't care. People
they're going to take their opportunity. They can't take a chance if you walk out of the bathroom that you turn and get lost in the crowd.
That is their moment. It is not the most opportune moment, but that is their fucking moment. And there's no fucking way they're going to miss out on it.
Yeah.
Have you seen the commercial for California Psychics, Walt?
Yeah.
I thought that this went away with the Miss Cleo thing. Because you see the fine print.
There's a psychic right on, you can get your hair cut.
And get your fortune told at the same time?
Get a psychic reading at the same time over on Front Street.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, wow. I wonder how many people do the double dip and get their hair cut. And...
people are going to notice this dye job. Don't go so dark.
And, how much I don't know. I don't know why you would put this on a billboard, like one of those lunch boards out front of this place, a psychic reading.
Oh, the sandwich board thing,
and
right?
a Brazilian.
Really?
So you can get a Brazilian, a
well,
haircut?
I think it could be, a Brazilian could be for your dude, too,
Is it really? I thought Brazilian was just like a fucking freshly waxed pussy.
Well, I mean, the same process
That's
can
the
be
Hollywood. Brazilian technically is the landing strip.
Really?
Yeah. The Hollywood is totally like...
Really?
Yeah.
But you can do that, too, though.
Hair. Would you like to get a Brazilian while getting your fortune told and a haircut?
I mean, I'd try anything once, I guess.
But it was a lot of money. I wonder. I mean, if it's a lot of money in Red Bank, I wonder what it is like in these trendy places where they do it.
What are they charging over there?
It's $150. Now I understand why they probably.
So how many times has Ming been there?
Yeah. I understand why. I guess it would cost so much because you've got to get, I guess, pretty close and personal with places you don't really want to be.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I was surprised. I mean, they're doing sun tanning booths. I mean, they got they're trying to get money any way they can over at this place over across the street.
They're like, oh shit, like the psychic thing isn't like that's not enough.
Well,
the haircut thing isn't enough.
What happened? Red Bank used to be like the hip, trendy town in Jersey, right?
But it still is.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
I see a lot of closed shops out there, man. It looks like something like a ghost town around here.
Yeah, but it's still. I mean, you come on a Friday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
You will see is hipster capital of Monmouth County.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right. What's with all the closed shops like every other?
A lot of optimistic people.
There are a lot of high-end places. The rents are so high that only the high-end places can come in. So if you're looking for like a Dollar General, like I know you are, I'm sure you're shopping at Dollar
Constantly
General.
Constantly five below.
So I'm not sure why. That's probably why you're seeing some empty spaces in town.
I see.
The rents are so high because the high-end stores around it have driven it up.
Right. All right.
It's catch-22, I guess they call it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's exactly the definition of it. One can't stop without the other.
Yeah. So this California Psychics commercial, it's like, of course, $1 for, fucking a reading or whatever.
Right.
And then you see the fine print, and I think it's $13.99 a minute after that, or $12.99 a minute after that.
Jesus.
Now, who the fuck is calling these people? Who is still in this
Desperate
day and
people.
age?
Yeah.
Desperate people looking for good news because the current news is so troubling or so kind of lame, or it's I just want to hear the prospects that in a couple weeks or months or whatever it is, or this may be your upcoming year. They just want to hear something good, and if you
on a person,
and you get that positive thinking, like, well, things are going to change. You're thinking a little bit more positively.
Gray skies are going to clear up,
and maybe it does manifest into some better,
I guess,
feelings.
I mean, that's you're taking a real positive look at that, though.
No, I'm talking about that's why I'm talking about the people who call why they're falling prey to these hucksters.
It's just so strange. Like, it's been, here you go, Prices and Tears. It's been fucking shown time and time. I mean, they shut people down.
Right.
Like, there was Miss Cleo.
Oh, Cleo was a big one.
Oh.
Right?
Are you stating that there's not a person on the planet that has this gift?
I don't think I'm gonna
play that Overkill music one more time.
Overkill right here. Yeah.
Oh, I had an idea for Overkill after this.
Okay.
I'm not going to make that blanket generalization, and I'll tell you why.
Really? You're not willing to say that it's complete and utter horseshit?
It's complete bunk.
Really?
But listen,
what happened?
You watch the I Saw God, yeah. You watch the ID channel, and it's rare, but every once in a while there's some fucking psychic or whatever who's like, okay, here's the deal with this person, here's where their body is, and blah blah blah, and they're fucking dead on. And
I want you to look it up though. I believe there is not one case.
You think they're lying on the ID channel?
Yeah, I believe they're fibbing the facts, fudging. The math. Is that what it's called? Fudging the math?
It's good enough for me.
Fudging the numbers? Yeah.
I thought I remember looking it up once. There has not been one documented case of a psychic solving a crime. Now, did they lead them to a body? They just got lucky then. There's not a chance in hell that there's anybody on the face of the earth that can find somebody.
I agree.
On the face of somewhere on
Earth.
I
think the world would be a vastly different place if people had powers like that.
They wouldn't be fucking working at a fucking at a call center
at Miss Cleo's.
Okay, I'll just take a random one from this website. In May 1976, a 14-year-old girl left her home and disappeared without a trace. No witnesses. Dorothy Allison, which is the psychic woman, I guess, provided a number of clues that proved central to the discovery of the girl and the killer being brought to justice. Initially, she asked the significance of the number 2562, a seemingly random series of digits, but the girls recognized them as February 5th, 1962, the girl's birth date. That's pretty easy to find out. This gave them some confidence that the psychic was genuine. She then went on to describe 2 sets of twin church steeples and a pair of smokestacks. She spoke of swamp and marshland, and the girl's father, exasperated at the police inaction, began exploring neighboring towns until he came to a location that fit that description. He found an abandoned car,
Is this on
described
Wikipedia?
by
Is this Wikipedia?
This is Akorra.com, AKORRA.com. He found the place, but he just couldn't find his daughter. He gave up the church and gave up the search. A group of teenagers came across an oil drum with the number 2222 written on the side, dumped in a water hole. They didn't realize that these pieces of information had been provided to the parents. The girl had not drowned, but they discovered her body in the oil drum. She also had to break the news to the parents that her daughter had been strangled by her boyfriend, whom she named.
With the psychic did?
The psychic
the police were like, why don't you break the news, psychic? Like, isn't that the police job
that
to
is
break
an
the news?
unusual protocol, isn't it?
I'm surprised that look, you've heard of the Amazing Randy?
Amazing Randy, yeah.
He has $1 million offer on the table to anybody who can show him any proof of the paranormal or psychic ability.
Right.
Nobody has been able to step up and take that $100. I wonder why.
Sounds like I could get a job at my doctor's office. Oh, hello.
Well, like what? I mean, the Brian Johnson pre-op
Yeah, I don't know.
would never had that little caveat. Well,
yeah, maybe I'm still under anesthesia a little bit. Yeah, well, it says here. Okay, I'm looking on Wikipedia now, Walt, and it does say that there are many cases of them providing clues, but to say that they actually solved the crime. It doesn't appear that there are any documented cases.
And ID Channel's got to create fucking content.
Right.
That is so.
And if they could be like, let's do that spooky, like they stole from Tell 'em Steve Dave. Like, hey, they did well with the Overkill. Let's do our version of Overkill on the ID Channel.
They're about selling advertisement, not cracking cases.
I'll tell you what, the only advertisement they had to sell was the FanDuel commercial. Have you seen how fucking
is
long?
Plastering the airwaves.
Yeah?
They are buying commercials time everywhere, including Tell 'em Steve Dave this week.
Dude, it puts the length of our commercials to shame.
Really?
On TV, it was like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's an infomercial kind of deal.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of an ID, like the ID channel show I was watching. I'm like, what the fuck?
So they brought the whole block. Like, yeah, because you figure people watching ID Channel are not. I mean, I guess some would be but
Be careful.
yeah. But I wouldn't think though that you'd be hitting those hardcore sports fans, on the ID Channel.
I wouldn't think either. It also made me think that that FanDuel is the same company as that other one you mentioned. Because it's almost exactly the same commercial where it's like guys looking like, oh shit, I lost. But then suddenly everyone's like, we're winning, we won.
FanDuel, Q.
Yeah.
Is the trusted leader in 1 week fantasy football with more winners and more payouts than any other site. They're paying over $75 million a week. How are they able to pay $75 million a week?
Because they're making $25 billion a week off people.
I hope in the fine print on the commercial I saw, it said that the average person puts in $6.22, but reaps like $23.
Well, that's a pretty good system then.
Not for them.
Well, no, believe me.
I'm sure they get.
They're wetting their beak too. This is an enterprise that. How the fuck? What do you mean? Yeah, every single commercial that you change a channel. It used to be Impractical Jokers on every channel, but now it's a FanDuel commercial.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if the average take from each person, say you or I, is only $6, but they're paying out the average person $23. Like that's not a sustainable business model, right? Like where else are they making their money?
They're making good money. Don't worry about FanDuel.
I need to look over their business plan. I'm not so sure.
Go to FanDuel.com and click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use my code TESD and sign up now. Special offer for new users. For every $1 you deposit, FanDuel will match it with up to $200 that gets earned as you play. That's a bonus of up to $200. Offer is only good for the first 50 people that use my code TSD today. Don't forget to use my code TSD.
I think I'm going to do it this week. I'm going to give it a try.
I would save that $6. Unfortunately, I don't know what. I mean, who's your favorite player right now?
Tom Brady.
That would be a good. He's been firing it up in the stats wise. He would be a good choice, but he's going to
I'll pick him. I notice he's been firing it up lately. Yeah, FanDuel.
What's your idea, Q, for Overkill? I'm excited.
Oh, do you remember Time Life made those books? The mysteries.
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was going on. I actually got outbid, so I got to try again. But I think I'm going to get them.
The whole complete encyclopedia set?
Well, I figured we could start with some of them and then see and do some in-depth research, on the books, topic by topic, for some Overkill episodes.
I love it, but you don't think that those topics are on the internet where you don't have to win the Time Life library?
I think there's something to the Time Life aspect of it. You guys don't think?
Yeah, okay. All right.
But you said you have some.
I do. I remember my mom gave me a box full of books, and there was a couple of the Time Life books.
Yeah,
they're thin. They're not as thick as encyclopedias, but they're hardcovers.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I want to get. I hear what you're saying about it, but I thought that it would be a good jumping off point and kind of like a guided walk through the topic.
Okay.
With the Time Life ones.
So you're actively, maybe there's a listener out there who has a set that we could borrow.
All right.
Mail them to us, and we'll mail them back when we're done.
That sounds great.
This way we don't have
They don't cost that much.
Well, I mean, nobody's dealing. No one's buying encyclopedias anymore, Q.
Right.
It's a dead hobby.
All right, I'll give it a week. If no aunt comes forward with their own collection, I'll get them off eBay.
Okay.
And we'll fire
what you got outbid by how much? What were you willing to spend?
Well, it was like $6 for 10 books, so I just put in $25 and then didn't look again, just assuming I was going to get it. And then when I checked that night, it was like, you've been outbid. Somebody got it for $27.
What a jerk.
I know.
They just deprived.
I took my eye off the prize.
Of some Overkill episodes.
Delayed it. Only delayed it. You can only hope to delay me.
What about this for a Halloween episode, Q?
All right.
I've got somebody coming in who's a Ouija board expert.
Now, they're claiming that Ouija boards are real.
To be an expert, you have to first,
I mean, they listen to the show?
Yeah, well, no.
Is this like Sargel where I got to pretend to respect?
No, you can go anywhere you want.
You can go vortex.
But I thought we would try to actually speak to some people who may be on the other side.
I love it. Can we kill Gidim in advance and see? What if we send Gidim to the other side and then tried to contact him?
Now, with these Ouija boards, can you choose who you speak to, or is it just okay? Yes. So it's not just
somebody so if there's somebody that you really want to speak to,
Hitler.
We'll try that.
What are you talking about here?
What?
We got to get Hitler.
Well, I think on Halloween, you're going to have a fuck. I think it's going to have you call waiting to get to talk to Hitler.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get it. I don't think you're getting through. I don't think a practical joker's fucking means shit down there.
First come, first serve.
This is busy season
with the Ouija board.
We'll try, Q.
I like it.
But what happens? What happens though if let's say we do,
right,
and the story hits the national media? That Brian Q of the Practical Jokers claims to talk to Hitler on Halloween. How will that play for you guys?
I mean, I'm guessing any publicity is good publicity, I guess. You don't think?
Yeah.
When it comes to Hitler? Well, I'm not endorsing his ideals. I'm just saying that I
you just want to talk to him?
Yeah.
Right. So what are you going to ask him? You're going to be like, dude, why?
Like, what were you thinking, bro? Him? Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? Is that a good idea?
I love it. Can we do the only way that I really would get super excited? Can we shut the lights and light candles?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've already got a motif going, even though no one can see it.
Yeah.
I want to get you in the proper mind frame to
I love
talk
this.
to some dead fucking souls.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some red skull candles.
Oh, beautiful. We'll hit a hot topic. We'll get
Yeah.
I think we'll get some. I'll get you some, like, because we're going to have our hands on the board.
Yeah.
We'll get some black nail polish.
Oh, I love it.
And
We're literally going to look like we work at Hot Topic now.
Black lipstick.
I might just go apply for a job after we're done recording.
yeah, but I've already nailed down the Ouija board expert.
Where did this person come from?
And how do you become a Ouija board expert? Like, is there a
Is it
course?
just like Zen librarian?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't want to tell you guys. I want it to be a surprise.
It's Mike.
Do you have somebody you'd like to talk to, Brian? I mean, in all seriousness, I mean, like,
Oh boy.
somebody who died that you were like, I'd like to talk to them and maybe hear what they're up to.
There has to be a few people that I could contact and say,
So you want to mock them in death?
I mean, really?
yeah, sure. I'm
You
like, you
want to
deserved it.
We're going to have an expert here, and you don't want to fucking talk to somebody that you could actually have a meaningful, like, maybe connection to? You want to use that opportunity?
So you're talking like one of my grandparents. Yeah, I would you'd rather use the opportunity to to mock someone's early death.
Well, you know, but why would you think that they're probably laughing at you? You're still here if they're in heaven.
Oh, that you assume they're all in heaven?
The people I want to talk to, I don't want to talk to anybody in hell.
Well, maybe
Because if you open that window even a little bit, I hear
Yeah, it's tough to get it closed.
it's tough to get it closed.
Well, I mean, I think I've said it on the show before. My first real girlfriend, she died in a car accident.
That's
right?
great.
There you go.
So I could try to contact her, and I'd be like, "Look, I know you didn't remain chaste after we broke up, so I just want to know, how did everybody else stack up against me? Did you go to the grave knowing that I was the best?"
The last thing that went through your mind is just an image of my dick.
Yeah.
Are there any heavenly delights as as fulfilling as this?
As the earthly delights I gave you. That time you had 103 fever and I wheedled you into sex.
So
What about a wolf?
Oh yeah, I could contact Wolf. He might be mad at me though.
But let's find out.
Wolf
What if
is
you go
probably in hell,
put that
too,
to fucking
in all
bed?
fairness.
So for the Halloween episode, you guys will come up with two people you want to contact. We'll see if we can do it.
Well, here, long question: do we have to say their last name on air?
I think you could whisper it into our expert's ear.
Okay. Because there's a kid that died when I was in high school.
Right.
I'd give that a shot, but I don't want to say his last name.
Well,
on
what
air.
we could do, let's say it out loud, and then we'll have Declan bleep it out.
Okay.
Just because, I don't think our expert.
Right.
You might have to say it out loud for them to hear.
That's fine. I just don't want, God forbid, we get in touch with him and he's got some bad things. I don't want his family to get upset. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah.
That's cool of you.
Yeah, that's also why I don't want to contact any of my family members.
How come?
I don't want to know what's going on.
Really?
I'm just going to assume they're in heaven, everything's fine. But,
I'm sure they are.
Sure. I'd like to keep
what do you do, Q? You're talking to the Ouija board expert, and it's coming through. He's getting something from Michael.
Yeah, an emergency break-in.
Okay.
It's like, whoa.
From a Michael Quinn. The signals are strong, man. They're really strong.
You can't deny him.
Okay.
Yeah. And he says that he's your older brother.
Okay.
Because you're the
no, I have an older brother already.
You have an older brother, but even older than him.
Okay, there was a firstborn Quinn.
Michael.
And my middle name is Michael.
Oh, fuck.
Oof. This is
Play that
creepy.
music again, Dick.
Yeah, come on. Just play it underneath. Put a bed of it underneath the whole time. Your parents weren't ready for a child, so they offed him and buried him in the front yard of your house.
Right. Okay.
Do you go
The front yard even?
Do you go,
not the backyard.
Okay, they buried him in the backyard. So like they buried him in the backyard.
Did you have a backyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm in the backyard underneath something.
Well,
in
it
the
would be in
backyard.
Brooklyn, but yeah, there was a yard there. Yeah.
Would you go excavating?
I would not.
You wouldn't?
I wouldn't bother.
Really? Would
Yeah,
you ask
what-
your parents?
I would mention it like in a kind of like
wondering.
Ma, you gotta hear
That'd be a
this
tough conversation to bring up.
episode of Tell Him Steve Dave. I'll play it for her, see what she says.
Like a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I had an older brother that my parents murdered and buried.
That would be a tough one to find out.
Well, I got a good feeling it's not going to go that way.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Don't be
Yeah.
scared off by those.
He doesn't show up.
This guy now, is this expert going to show up with like a Milton Bradley Ouija board, or does he have like a real deal?
It's fucked up. I had to go buy my own Ouija board.
So the
For him
Ouija
to
board
use?
expert.
I said,
I'm sorry.
do you have your own Ouija board to bring? He said no. So I was like, maybe that's because...
But like if I say I'm a car salesman, like I sell cars, like I have cars.
That is very
I don't
odd.
understand it, but you know what? I didn't question it because I thought maybe he wants a new board right out of the box because he doesn't want one that's been
He doesn't want one
that's worn
tainted,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, he wants one that's clean,
Just
and,
made in
and
the Milton
clear.
Bradley
Yeah,
any
right off
Parker Brothers.
right off the assembly line.
I mean, let me look. Is there like...
I already paid for it already, Q. I already got it. I've already secured it.
Yeah, there's some like fancy Ouija boards.
This one does require batteries. I remember when I brought it up to the counter, I was just like, I paid the money, and she was like, that needs such batteries. I was like,
For what?
For what? I go and I said it like that. For what? And she goes, and she like looked at me like, kind of like I imagine.
Yeah, like me asking for a pain prescription.
They're electric now. And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry.
I would still continue. Like, what do you mean?
Well,
like
yeah, now
electric?
the little thing
Yeah.
that everybody puts their fingers on,
Yeah.
it like kind of strobes,
Okay.
like a strobe light in it.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm in.
that's the Halloween episode, though.
Can you imagine she thinks you're a fucking idiot because you don't realize that?
I did feel foolish though,
You should.
Why?
because it said "fucking" right on it in big giant letters. Requires 2 AAA batteries,
Yeah.
and I'm like, then I'm giving her attitude. She's fucking working at fucking Toys R Us, and and she's just helping me out, and I was kind of like, for what?
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. You were like you and your
Like
smock. You fucking.
as I'm, kind of like my, basically how I talk all the time. So,
Yeah.
but I guess you guys could attest that sometimes that's misconstrued as being a jerk.
Yeah, it's just like, no, this is just me. I'm an asshole.
All right. One last thing. I was going. Oh, do you have more, Brian? Or?
I had something
ahead.
I was curious about.
I mean, I just got off a plane. The sooner we can wrap this up, the happier I'll be.
Yeah, well, this one may be. I don't know if it'll be long. Okay, we'll wait on this till next week then.
I mean, if it's going to get lost in the shuffle, let's do it. Son of
It's
Fade.
just this Michael B. Jordan apology. Did you see that?
No, what?
Yeah, not Michael Jordan, but Michael.
Yeah,
B. Jordan.
the Human Torch.
Yes, he apologizes to black women in an open letter. He received a
he was apologizing for the movie.
significant amount of criticism for allegedly saying all lives matter.
He said all lives matter.
Yeah, he didn't just say black lives matter.
Okay.
He said all lives matter.
That is an
which
important distinction to people who give a shit about stuff like that.
I guess so. He believes Black Lives Matter. He has never said,
He's
written,
black.
Snapchatted, tweeted, I know, Instagrammed, or implied anything to the contrary.
Wait, so now black people have to apologize to black people?
That's not even the apology.
Okay.
The apology is going to fucking send your head reeling.
But the whole point of... Okay.
This is the part that got to us, me and a text buddy of mine. He also apologized to black women who may have been offended by his comments. During the interview, he shared his thoughts on feeling uncomfortable about receiving extra attention from females. I apologize with my whole heart for referring to women in the way that I did. The word female used in a manner that I did is dismissive and strips women of their humanity.
Oh, Lord.
He's seen pictures of the Holocaust, right? That's stripping people of their humanity, buddy.
Yeah, what
It is a slang term that guys sometimes use to sound slick and cool coming up.
What's the term? What's the slang term?
Female. Like, yo, let's get with some females tonight.
I'm so lost and off the fucking map right now. Like, I don't understand what he's apologizing for.
But words have power, and I realize now more than ever that this careless language is dehumanizing. He made these women feel like animals.
By calling them female?
By saying female. You now have to apologize. Like, instead of saying, like, chicks or, like, broads or whatever,
Right.
he's like, yeah, we went out to the club and, we met up with some females.
But you don't know the tone he used it in, though.
I don't give a fuck what tone he used it in. Even if it was the tone of, like, what do you mean you need batteries for this game?
I feel bad for the guy.
I feel bad because his PR person was like, hey, you better apologize. And I had to. I've been on Twitter. I already named him Pusshole of the Week. I had to do it. I'm sorry, Michael B. Jordan. He's a better man than that. This reference to women will not come out of his mouth publicly or in private ever again.
I'm going to see what it costs to get a PR person for Tell 'em Steve Dave.
It's expensive.
Is it?
It's
I'm
like
gonna go. I want to get the
$5,000 a
worst.
month.
I want to get the worst, and like somebody who just wants to go into the business, maybe they can contact me at K-Muse.
All right.
And
not the worst, but they have absolutely no experience.
No experience. Maybe this could be on their resume.
Getting their feet wet.
Get their feet wet.
Well, that's good.
And tell us everything that from this episode that we should be. Probably not me. I probably don't have to apologize for anything.
Right.
I never have to.
This
usually.
episode?
Just this episode.
Okay.
I learned my lesson long ago.
Yeah, we didn't say anything to apologize for here.
I think you'd be wrong, but we'll see. We'll let our new PR person. We'll let our new PR person weigh
All
in.
right, I like that.
And,
They should have as much experience with PR as I do in investigating medical procedures.
no. I want somebody who really is maybe thinking about going into the business of PR and wants to help us out. KMEWES2 @gmail. You give me a rundown of the things that if you really were to take on the
How about
job.
this? We have a PR person. The
Who's that?
Tenderloins.
Oh, the Tenderloins do?
Jokers. We have an agency. Maybe I could see if they have an intern or something there.
Well, that means I'd have to listen to the whole show.
Yeah, it's all right. Fuck them. Do they want
they
the job or
wouldn't do
not?
it. You weren't going to get.
Well, this week will probably be cut down to like a little bit over an hour. That's not that much to ask of them. You're a practical joker. You're just like,
They work
hey,
for
do
me.
it.
Yeah,
You get your.
I'll reach out. They'll probably laugh at me. They don't take us very seriously.
But let's still see if there's some
Yes.
young go-getter.
Let's exhaust all avenues on this one.
And let them mail in and see if they can secure the job.
Right.
And then next week I'll read off to you the recommendations of our new PR person and what they would have Brian apologize for.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that idea a lot. Yeah.
But will you agree?
You have to issue an apology.
But will you agree?
No, I want to see him
go
issue an apology.
That you will you'll at least listen to the first couple weeks, and then no matter if we're going to do this,
will I listen to what they have to say
and follow through with their recommendations?
I'll try.
It's what do you mean try? It's either yes, you'll abide by their findings.
So wait, are they telling me that I have to? Okay, so the PR
You got to
person,
toe the line.
Well, the PR person says to me, like, okay, I listened to your Michael B. Jordan comments.
Yes.
And
and some of the other ones too.
In this situation, you're going to want to apologize,
you want to get in front of this
and say that, like, you know what, you rethought your position and you understand how calling some, a female could be construed as offensive.
And they will supply the reasoning, and the PR person should also supply the context too, right? The text that he.
Yeah.
Okay, so know that whoever's applying, you have to also come up with something short and eloquent, or what's it called?
Eloquent word.
Succinct.
Succinct. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Couldn't say that though.
Okay.
And
So I'll say your words for you, baby. Whatever you need.
But you got to at least give it a go. You can't just blow it off and treat it like it's a waste of their time.
All right, yeah, I'll listen to what they have to say. And no, I mean, obviously, I can. Am I allowed to retort, or they're like, "Here's what you got to do," because that's what PR people do, right? They're like, "Here's what you got to do," and then the brainless celebrity who's so fucking afraid of losing their stardom or whatever notice they have already just goes and does it.
Right. I guess they haven't really told me to stop saying anything. I yelled at for Twitter, but that's from the network.
Right.
Oh, what was something you got yelled at for on Twitter for?
I was a while ago.
Where the females at? Are you fucking crazy?
Tell him, Steve, Dave.
Trying hard not to look, I can't help but sneak a glance. I need to walk away, hanging on to someone else. I can't seem to clear my mind. Is it greener on the other side? This guilty thought just lingers on. This guilty thought just lingers on. A nagging thought I can't lose just seems to bring me here. Why can't I work this out? A fleeting look was nothing else, turned into something more. I need to move away. This guilty thought just lingers on. This guilty thought just lingers on. And I don't know why I'm here, what I see. I need to go, or I'll never leave. This guilty thought just lingers on. This guilty thought just lingers on. This guilty thought just lingers on. This guilty thought.